As you will see in this video, no one expects the unexpected. There are many occupational risks, not to mention the everyday possibilities of illness or injury that can keep a veterinarian away from work for a few days or weeks or even longer. It may not be something as dramatic as a career-ending injury or critical illness that prevents a veterinarian from practicing. The insurance coverage made available by the AVMA Group Health Life Insurance Trust can provide immeasurable value to a veterinarian, their family, and even their staff.
I sort of saw the car coming. I landed in the windshield and the sunroof area, and then I flew over the car.
I got kicked 8 months out of school, and I got put in the hospital intensive care with cracked ribs, ruptured spleen.
And everything that had hair, I was allergic to. It was traumatic, really traumatic.
The horse rears up and pins him against the fence, and his chest is crushed and he dies 2 weeks after graduation.
The doctor basically told me coming out of surgery that he didn't think I'd live till morning.
This is the first time I've ever had a client that died 4 days after the effective date of the policy, so you just never know.
It is real life.
Sure, accidents happen every day, but not to you, right? How many of these veterinarians used to say the same thing?
We just don't think anything will happen to us.
Dr. Larry Cohen is a New York veterinarian who learned that cars and bicycles don't mix.
I was just about 30 and had just been married for less than a year. It was a weekend and I was out riding my bicycle and I was at an intersection and somebody ran the red light. I landed in the windshield and the sunroof area. I flew someplace between 30 and 40 feet behind the car, and I had a compound fracture of my right leg. I had a broken hip and a broken pelvis.
His injuries are a visible reminder of the pain, and while more cautious, he continues to ride.
If I had not had disability insurance when I had my bike accident, I would have been in real trouble. I was a solo practitioner, owned my own business, had no other source of income, and I didn't have any savings.
Personally, I would not go into business without having insurance.
Dr. Jose Davila is the founder of one of the largest equine reproductive facilities in the Southeast. It wasn't long after graduation that he needed his insurance.
8 months out of school, I got kicked, had a ruptured spleen, pneumothorax, and some cracked ribs. So you have to be covered. It doesn't matter if you think you're not making enough money, you never know what can happen. As a veterinarian, it doesn't matter what field you're in, you're exposed every single day to having an accident.
After working as a veterinary practitioner of small animal medicine for 5 years and progressively getting sicker and sicker each year that I worked.
Today, Dr. Dan Loper is a pharmacist, but his passion and love remains veterinary medicine. Tragically, allergies cut short his dreams.
I was suffering from the sinus headaches so bad. I would, in between patients, I would literally crouch down on the floor and hold my face in my hands, and I would almost cry from the pain. And when they finally told me, I sat there with tears running down my eyes, because the first one was horses, the next one was dogs, the next one was cats, and everything that had hair, I was allergic to. Everything. It was traumatic. Really traumatic. I cannot work on cats and dogs. I cannot walk into a clinic now without having respiratory difficulties and having trouble breathing. Okay, so that is, by definition, a major disability. I can't do that. For that which I studied for, my passion, my livelihood is taken from me.
I was practicing as an intern with Dr. Jerry McAfee, and he had a whole bunch of lightweight cattle.
As a young veterinarian, Dr. Mark Olson realized a single moment in time could have been his last.
He had left the lariat rope there, and I rolled it up and threw it over my shoulders. The loose end of the rope got caught in the back sprocket of the motorcycle, and as I was going down the road, it was just spinning around my neck. Immediately, I knew that I was in serious trouble. The rope actually was cut by the sprocket and prevented that from just completely tearing my head probably completely off. But as a result of that injury, I had a permanent tracheostomy put in my throat that evening. The doctor basically told me coming out of surgery that he didn't think I'd live till morning. Just absolutely devastating to your future if you didn't have any insurance. Because I didn't wake up that morning planning to have this accident.
I think people don't buy insurance early because of the same reason that we do a lot of things when we're younger. We just don't think anything will happen to us.
Never once thought of insurance. I was never sick.
Oh, insurance is terribly boring. It's words you don't understand. It's words that have no meaning.
A lot of us were still under our parents' insurance, but we were thinking about that. And there were some that thought that they couldn't afford insurance.
You think you're going to live forever?
We think we're invincible.
My name is Vivian Wright, and I'm an insurance representative agent, and I'm married to a veterinarian.
For Vivian Wright, real life means helping to protect your future plans, your health, family, and assets.
There's a few things about veterinarians is that they're wonderful people and they're very, very passionate about their profession. They don't want to deal with insurance. They don't understand it, it's boring, or they have better things to do.
But I have to admit that paying those premiums every month was a difficult thing to do. I always felt like, am I doing the right thing? Is this the right thing to do? Somehow putting out all this money month after month, and then you have an accident which you never anticipate having, and I was so happy that I had it, and I have never looked back since then.
Over time, things have gotten better, but yeah, you can tell, I still miss it. I mean, I miss it with a passion. That was my passion, still is.
If I was going to tell somebody anything, is get as much life insurance and disability insurance as you can when you're young.
We had not had the insurance policy in place, we would have filed for bankruptcy. But we were fortunate. We had good coverage. We could have had more, but we did have good coverage.
Out of vet school, you really got to be focused, and you need your insurance. That's the main thing.
I would recommend not only looking at health insurance, but disability insurance, because you can become injured. And insurance is insurance. It's to protect you against the serious problems that can happen with health.
As veterinarians, we deal with life and death. It's life and death of the pet. And we forget about life and death on the human side of things. They need to be protecting themselves to make sure that they can go ahead and earn a living for the rest of their life. So these are all parts of an insurance decision.
Devastation can happen at any moment. So whatever stage you are in life, you need to be thinking about insurance.
As you investigate the right insurance plans for you, you'll face many options and many decisions. What is right for you?
You need to think about your wife or your husband and the children and what's going to happen to them if something would happen to your life.
The AVMA Trust was a partner. They were telling students good information. So I think it's important for young veterinarians to understand that doing things through the AVMA carries with it a certain credibility that you may not have elsewhere. And I know that that was very comfortable for me then, and it's actually very comfortable for me now. I still carry my AVMA insurance.
They do a great job for us. I mean, it makes it easy. You have your rep, just call them any questions, and they'll answer them for you.
Hopefully you'll never have to use it. But if you do, as in my situation, it is really important.
It's real life. Be prepared, ask questions. After all, it's your future.
Veterinary medicine is a dream. There's a passion towards it. It's a wonderful thing to watch. And to see those students go out unprotected, to know that their life can end at any time, or they can become disabled and that dream can fall apart, is something that touches my heart. And I don't want to see that happen. I want to see them protected so that they can achieve those dreams and become what they always knew in their heart that they could become. And that's why I think insurance is so powerful for them, in a way of making sure that they can succeed.
For over 50 years, AVMA Group Health Life Insurance Trust has been serving the insurance needs of veterinarians. The AVMA GHLIT Board of Trustees strives to provide veterinarians with the tools necessary to protect their physical and financial health and well-being.